who through life has been my guide. Heavenly peace, divine as comfort, here by faith in him to dwell. For I know whatever befall me, Jesus doeth all things well. Hey everybody, just wanted to be upfront and let you know there is no racing on this show. This show is just intended to be a short look at a small portion of the Bible each week, a devotion or a mini Bible study. If that's something you're into, hey, stick around. But if not, no hard feelings. Not a problem here. Just know that you're always welcome here at the Rough Diamond Racers Chapel. Welcome to the Rough Diamond Racers Chapel. I'm glad you're here. Come on in, take a seat around the table. Let's look into the Word of God. So I've been doing this little series called Pebbles from Peter, and it's just basically about different encounters Peter has with Jesus throughout the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Today, we're actually going to be in the book of Luke. And if you would, turn to chapter 5. Luke chapter 5. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading, so let's just get right to it. One day, as Jesus was standing by the lake of Gennesaret, the people were crowding around him and listening to the word of God. He saw at the water's edge 2 boats left there by the fishermen who were washing their nets. He got into one of the boats, the one belonging to Simon, and asked him to put out a little from the shore. Then he sat down and taught the people from the boat. Just a little footnote there: Simon is Peter, same person. Okay? So when we say Simon, we're talking about Peter. Alright? Verse 4, when he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, "Put out into the deep water and let down the nets for a catch." Simon answered, "Master, we've worked hard all night, and we haven't caught anything. But because you say so, I will let down the nets." When they had done so, they caught such a large number of fish that their nets began to break. So they signaled their partners in the other boat to come and help them, and they came and filled both boats so full that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw this, he fell at Jesus' knees and said, "Go away from me, Lord. I'm a sinful man." So let's stop right there. Let's examine these things that Peter said as he interacted with Jesus here. Now, Peter was a fisherman. That's what he'd been all his life, most likely. He probably did it from boyhood. Probably what, way he sustained himself and his family and made money. He fished. He knew fishing. He'd been on boats all his life. He'd fished all his life. And he's like, he understood that Jesus was a teacher of the word, and he believed he was from God, I suspect. But I can just see it. He's like, "Teacher, I'm learning a lot from you, and you know about the things of God, but we've been fishing all night. Just leave the fishing business to me, because that's my job." we were trying to put God in a little box there and say, "Okay, you handle the spiritual stuff, God, but I'll take care of my job. I'll take care of what I do." But out of respect, he said, "All right, Master, you want me to put down the fish nets? I'll put down the fish nets." And so they did. Of course, they caught all these fish, more fish than they ever could have imagined. Not just 2 or 3, not just 5 or 6, or 10 or 20, but more than the boats could handle. And it was at that moment, I think, Peter realized this man's not just a good teacher. People label Jesus as a good teacher, and he has a lot of neat things to say, a lot of good things to say, but they don't realize or they don't want to believe that he's more than that he's actually God. And I think it was at this moment Peter started to realize this man is more than just a good teacher. He realized his arrogance and his cockiness, his pride. And that's why he fell down in front of him. He says, Lord, leave me. I'm a sinful man. I've been there. I kind of get it. Yeah. Anyway. The good news is that's not the end of the story. There's a couple more things that Jesus had to say to Peter. As you may know, if we go down to the back part of verse 10, then Jesus said to Simon, don't be afraid. From now on, you will be fishers of men. You will fish for men. And it doesn't matter. Jesus knows who we are, and he knows our faults. He knows our failures. And he's still got a plan for our life. He still wants us to be part of his plan. He wants you to be part of his plan. Doesn't matter what you think is too bad for him. It's not. He's ready to include you. Just follow him. Just follow him. So that's my thoughts for today. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, be blessed.